On a lonely stretch of highway in the dead of night, a young mother and her toddler pulled over and then simply vanished. No witnesses, no screams, no sign of a struggle. Just an abandoned car by the roadside, doors unlocked. Hazard lights still blinking and a half-empty baby bottle resting in the cup holder, still warm. For 6 years, their disappearance haunted the small town. Search parties scoured the woods. Detectives followed countless leads, but every trail turned cold. And then, just when everyone thought the case would forever remain unsolved, a single crumpled gas station receipt appeared. What it revealed shattered everything investigators thought they knew. This is a haunting story of Claire Mitchell and her 2-year-old son Ethan, and a terrifying trail of clues that led to a discovery no one could have imagined. Claire Mitchell was 27 years old, a single mother trying to balance work, motherhood, and a complicated past. She had been described by friends as resilient, always smiling even through tough times. On that July evening, she strapped Ethan into his car seat and set off on what should have been a routine drive, a 3-hour trip to visit her sister in another town. The drive was long, but not unusual. Claire had done it before. But somewhere along Highway 47, a desolate road lined with thick woods and hardly any traffic after dark, something went wrong. The next morning, a passing truck driver spotted her car parked at the side of the road. The hazard lights blinked weakly. Inside, her purse sat untouched. The baby's bag was still neatly packed. Ethan's favorite stuffed rabbit lay on the back seat, but there was no sign of mother or child. Police were called immediately. What they found was chilling. There was no evidence of a break-in, no skid marks, no sign of a struggle. It was as if the two had simply stepped out of the car and vanished into thin air. At first, theories swirled. Did Claire run away? Did she stage her disappearance? But those closest to her rejected the idea. She had no reason to disappear, and certainly not without her son. Search teams combed through the woods. Helicopters hovered overhead. Divers scoured nearby rivers. Volunteers joined officers in scouring miles of land. But the deeper they looked, the stranger the case became. Police dogs picked up Claire's scent near the car, but only for a short distance. The trail abruptly ended in the middle of the road, as if she and Ethan had been lifted away. It didn't make sense. As days turned to weeks, and weeks into months, the community grew restless. Whispers spread. Some believed foul play was obvious. Others thought it was something supernatural. That highway's cursed, one old farmer muttered to reporters. People don't come back from there. Detectives worked tirelessly. They interviewed everyone from Claire's family to her co-workers to her ex-boyfriend, but nothing pointed to a clear suspect. Every lead dissolved into nothing, and then the case went cold. Months became years. Claire's car was eventually removed from impound. Her belongings returned to her grieving family. Ethan's toys sat untouched in his grandmother's attic, reminders of a boy who never got to grow up. The world moved on, but the Mitchell family never did. Before we go further into the chilling twist, make sure to subscribe to this channel. These stories are not just tales. They're reminders of how fragile and unpredictable life can be. Turn on notifications so you won't miss what comes next. 6 years later, everything changed. It started at a dusty police evidence locker in another county. A detective was reviewing old receipts and transaction records from unsolved cases when one slip of paper caught his eye. It was a faded gas station receipt dated the night Claire vanished. Then something strange appeared. A faded receipt from a rundown gas station about 30 miles from where Claire's car had been found. The purchase was simple, just a bottle of water and a small pack of children's crackers. The receipt had been paid for with Claire's own card. Investigators froze. This meant Claire had made it farther than anyone believed. But why? Then, had her car been found abandoned miles away from that gas station? And most chilling of all, why hadn't this receipt surfaced years earlier? Detectives rushed to the old gas station. Though it had long since shut down, they tracked down the clerk who had been working that night. His memory was hazy, but when shown a photo, he admitted he might have seen Claire. She looked scared, he said slowly, like someone was watching her. And I think there was a man with her. This detail flipped the investigation upside down. For 6 years, Police had believed Claire was alone on that highway. But if she had been with someone, who was he? The old security cameras from the station were gone. The footage was never archived, but one haunting clue remained. The receipt itself. Fingerprints. Technicians carefully examined it. Alongside Claire's prints was another set. Male, unidentified. A man had been there, handling the receipt, close enough to touch the very items Claire purchased. The revelation reopened the case. Detectives retraced every lead, focusing now on the possibility of abduction. Theories grew darker. Had she been forced off the road? Was she coerced into buying food while someone held Ethan as leverage? The most disturbing part was that the gas station clerk insisted she wasn't alone. She had seemed nervous, trapped, but the investigation still stalled. Whoever that man was, he had vanished just as completely as Claire and Ethan. And then another chilling discovery surfaced. A woman hiking near the old gas station found a child's shoe half buried in the dirt near an overgrown path. It was small, faded, but recognizable. It matched the size and brand Ethan's grandmother had bought him before the trip. Investigators now had a terrifying picture. Claire and Ethan had indeed made it to that gas station, but someone had been controlling their every move. The abandoned car, miles away, had been a staged distraction. To this day, the mystery of what happened after that receipt remains unsolved. Some believe Claire tried to escape and was caught. Others think she was silenced before she could reach help. But what chills people most is the baby bottle left behind in the car, still warm when police first arrived, meaning that whatever happened to them happened fast. What do you think happened that night on Highway 47? Was Claire running from someone? Or was she trapped in a nightmare she couldn't escape? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss more stories like this. And remember, sometimes the smallest clues, like a crumpled receipt, hold the darkest truths.